Alright, taking a break from the revision tests to a little help page here, which is great. Good to see more people posting. Suddenly we're remembering this is available to us. Let's have a look at 6A here. I won't do all of these. Obviously, you don't need me to do all 10. But what about I do half of them and save you guys the other half to just have a look at. Remember, when we're cancelling anything in fractions, what's the only thing we're allowed to cancel? We played hangman to find this word, so hopefully we remember it. Common factors. And what are factors? Because it was very good that we could get to that, but then we needed to remember what are factors. Factors are things that are being multiplied together within a term. So here I've got 8b divided by 2. Now all you have to do is check the numbers first and then any combination of letters. This one obviously only has one letter, so it's not going to be able to cancel. But we do know how to go 8 divided by 2, don't we? Or how many 2's are there in 8? Or just what's a common factor between 8 and 2, whichever way you like to think about it. 2 goes into 2 one time, and it goes into 8 4 times. We know that, don't we? That's one we know. So that was a pretty easy one to start off with. 8b divided by 2. All we have to do is say, oh well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. There's nothing for the b to cancel with or anything, so it just stays there as a b, and the answer is 4b. That one's a little bit too easy. Let's find something a bit more challenging. Maybe D. I might do D and D. Why not? D. 3mn divided by 6n. So again, what are we looking to do here? Cancel common factors, so things that share a factor. This is 3 times m times n. This is 6 times n. So you can see the top and bottom both have an n, don't they? That's a common factor. Everything's being multiplied. So n divided by n, well, that's just 1. So I can change those n's to 1. What about the 3 and the 6? They share a common factor. 3 goes into both numbers. So how many times does 3 go into 3? Once. How many times does it go into 6? Twice. And that's what we have to do. So now, what have I got left? 1 times m times 1. Well, obviously that's just m. And 2 times 1 in the denominator down the bottom is 2. So again, 3 divided by 6, well, that's like a half, and you can see the half is there. M didn't have anything to cancel with, so it stayed. N divided by n, they could cancel out. I wanted to do E because it's got a negative, and that's always a bit more fun. Negative 5xy divided by 20y. Let's start with our numbers this time. It's off. I like usually to go left to right. 5 and 20 share a common factor. The biggest number that goes into 5 and 20 is 5. How many times does it go into 5? Just the 1. How many times will it go into 20? Yep, you got it. 4 times. So I've already done that bit. X, does it have any other x's to cancel with? Is it being divided by itself? Nope. So it's just going to stay there. I've got a y on the top. I've got a y on the bottom. That's easy. They can both. Y divided by y, that's just like 1. So I go ahead and I do all my cancelling and I see what I've got left. Well, I've still got a negative sign. That hasn't gone anywhere. 1 times x times 1. So in the numerator, up the top, I've only got x left. What about down the bottom? 4 times 1. Oh, that's just 4. So the answer is negative x divided by 4. Negative a quarter x, if you like to say it that way. We better look at one where we cancel some letters. Let's have a look at h. What have we got there? 5r squared s squared divided by 8rs. And again, what are we looking for? We're looking for common factors, things that can cancel. Having a look here, 5 and 8. 5's a prime number, and 8's the only prime factors of that are 2. So the only number that goes into 5 and 8 is 1. They can't cancel. So I could say 1 goes into 5 5 times, 1 goes into 8 8 times. Nothing's cancelled, has it? What about here though? Here I've got r squared. What does r squared equal? Let's just remind ourselves. R squared is the product of 2 r's. So I've got 2 r's being multiplied together, 1 on the bottom, so I can cancel one of them with one of the r's up the top. I've still got r to the power of 1 there. We don't always write to the power of 1 because it's just accepted if an r is on its own, it's to the power of 1. But just to make sure you don't think you've crossed out the whole lot, it's only one of the r's that's disappeared, the other one's there. Same with the next one, s squared divided by s. One of those s's is going to cancel with that one there. What does that leave me with? Well, nothing changed in the numbers, so I've still got a 5 up the top, and an 8 down the bottom. Now I've only got one R left on top that didn't cancel, and one S. So 5RS divided by 8. Lucky last, which one will we do? We'll do J, why not? Letter J, 7Y divided by Y squared. This one I think is actually even easier. Look, the 7 doesn't have anything to cancel with, does it? There's no other number there. There's a 1 on the bottom if you want to think about it that way. So I just leave the 7 on top. I've got one Y on the top, 2 down the bottom in the denominator. So this Y on top can cancel with one of the Y's down the bottom. So my answer is just 7 divided by Y. I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. That was on the worksheets that we did. Some of those worksheets that we handed out, we practiced doing that. It's also in, I believe, 5C or D. You can go back and just check your textbook if you're not sure. But that's really good. Keep the questions coming. Keep up the good work. You guys will be well prepared by next week. Good on you. See you next time.